You've scoured the internet looking for politics, news, and opinions. Well, now you've done it. Welcome to the dangerous mind of Max Miller.
Hey everybody, it's Max Miller here with his good friend Mike Schusler on from sunny Florida. Hey Mike, how are you?
Doing great, Max.
And Mike and I have known each other a long time, and just before I hit record here, just actually was thinking about something. We're going to talk about some of our trips today as well, but I do remember one time, was it in Thailand, Mike, or was it in China, where someone rubbed your tummy full up because they thought you looked like Buddha? Was it China? I'm trying to remember where it was.
That was in China, where you were trying to beat down the woman who was trying to sell you a video for 12 cents. And you beat her down to 8 cents.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that bad. You make me sound like such a heel. But I actually, afterwards, when you explained the math to me, I have to tell you, I did feel pretty bad. Yeah, I hadn't... I realized I was on the wrong side of the moral equation on that one. I do apologize for that to that lady. Not that she loved it.
That was where the whole trip, girls kept coming up to you and talking to you, and I was getting no attention. And finally, we were in the mall in China, and this woman was paying attention to me. She was pretty too, and I was feeling great about myself. And she said, "You remind me of Buddha."
I do remember that.
She rubbed my stomach.
Well, before we get sidetracked on that, actually, because it made me think of something else, and I know we're supposed to talk about other stuff today, but serious question, Mike. Are you drinking right now? Hopefully, I've got a rum and coke. What are you drinking? Oh.
I've got my Crown Royal here.
Excellent, man, excellent. You know, I'm actually drinking a rum and coke, but it's a Purser's rum, Purser's Royal Navy rum. So I decided to have that tonight. So
all right.
Hold on, you can hear the ice. There you go. Hold on. I need a sip. Hold on. But for those out there who think Mike is like one of those gold Buddhas you can buy, sitting cross-legged with his belly sticking out, he's a little bit like that. But in fact, he really isn't. He actually reminds me of, and I was about to say this, Mike, earlier, is of Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock, played by Alec Baldwin. You really do remind me of that guy. It's he's a good-looking kid. He's got, he's just the epitome of American, and of course the character Jack Donaghy, epitome of a good-looking, steely-eyed American executive. You could basically be Jack Donaghy, I think, Mike. You could be that guy.
Thank you. I hope one day these shows are live where they can compare it.
You mean video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either that or people can rub your stomach for luck, or whatever. Like, you could make money that way. She asked, didn't she? She asked if she could. That's what it was. Yeah. I do remember. Yeah. She was very polite.
Yeah. For luck.
That's right. For luck. She asked if you could rub your stomach for luck, and you let her, I believe.
I did love it.
Yeah, okay. That was the end of it, right? I think there's no more physical contact after that. That's as far as it went.
She started getting ill.
Yeah, that's right. The voodoo didn't work. So it's Sunday night as Mike and I record this. I told Mike earlier before we started chatting on the mic here that I was depressed because of all this. And not for Hillary so much, or for even, I don't care about Donald Trump, but as some of you may know, but I'm sad for the country, Mike. I really am. I think I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, enough already, put a stop to it. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't see it quite the same way. I mean, I think this is just a representation of where we are. Everyone's covering their butt. Everyone plays politics, and it's that whole part is sad, not just this event, but many other events. And if you look back, I mean, who would have thought that Weiner and Trump would now be friends?
Oh my God! You're right. That guy, it's unbelievable to me. And I think he was a congressman. He was favored, and he got kicked out of that for sexting. Then he was going to be the mayor of New York. He was favorite to win, and then it came out again. And finally, of course, his wife, I forget her name, but you think,
Huma.
Yeah.
Huma.
Yeah, you think she's a pretty, you admire her quite a bit, right? You think she's a pretty smart lady.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I'm trying to be politically correct, but I think she's a beautiful lady. I mean, he hit it out of the park. He hit it so far out of his coverage, and then he blew it. Unbelievable. I mean, she's smart. She's loyal. She's intelligent, driven, ambitious, successful. I mean, what else could you want? And then she gives him like 3 different strikes.
Yeah, what was the final one? Oh, he was in bed with his kid when he's sexting a 15-year-old girl or something. For him to think that this wouldn't get out, that was the part that got me, right? In all these 3 cases, the person at the other end turned him in, to the press, or I think the 15-year-old may have turned him into her parents. I don't remember, but I mean, seriously, right? Isn't that what I just find it? Obviously, the man, he's like a curse. Do you think Hillary liked him? What do you think? When they first got married, what do you think? Hillary was, or when she must have introduced him to Hillary. I wonder how that conversation went.
Yeah, you don't know. I saw Biden said that he'd never liked him, even before all the stuff happened. Biden said he never liked him. I don't know. Of course, I've never met him, so I'm judging on just how he acts and interacts with people and what I've seen. But he doesn't seem like a likable guy. But I don't know. I can't imagine that Hillary liked him. But look, I think Hillary liked him because. But she's. I would love to hear the conversation right now between Hillary and you.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
What the frig were you thinking?
Absolutely, yeah. Because they found these emails. We don't even know if they're any from her directly, right, from Clinton. But they found these emails on, I guess, a machine that he had access to. So that's why they found them, right? Is that what it was?
I think it was actually his computer or the computer he used that was taken for the investigation around this, sexting that 15-year-old. And then I guess since it was a family computer there, that Huma used it as well to send her emails. And as they were going through his stuff, they found that. And I think that's where it is right now.
Well, the part that really I don't understand, right? You're running, Trump is Trump, so he's a totally different animal. But if you're Clinton, Bill and Hillary, and you know that Hillary's going to run for office back in 2008, you know that once you've lost to Obama, that you're going to run, and you're Secretary of State, and you know that you're under a microscope. So whether it's with the foundation, Clinton Foundation, whether it's with anything, you would have thought you would have made it so transparent and so clean that there was no chance of anything coming back to get you. That's the part I don't get. It's like, come on. You knew you were going to run for office. So just keep it clean. Don't even give anybody an opportunity to make noise about anything.
Well, that's the problem that Hillary has and those around her. I mean, people don't trust her. And everything that happens, everything that comes out, it's this lack of trust. I mean, if there were no bad emails, if there were no problems, this would just be, nothing. It would be nothing.
Right.
But she's untrusted. And the thing that's really scary, and I mean, Trump is scary, obviously.
Yes.
I don't even want to go down that. I think it speaks for itself. But, people that are untrusted, it's very difficult for them to have leadership roles. I mean, your allies, are they really going to trust you? Your subordinates, are they really going to trust you when they know that you've done these things? It's really a difficult position, and she should be beating Trump like by 500 electoral votes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is her problem, and it's a very, very big problem.
Do you think the FBI director was right to bring it out at this point, though? Because I view it as he hasn't announced what they're looking at. He says he has a subpoena, right, to look at some of the emails, and he has to now, explain why he's done it. So why didn't he just have the investigation in the background? He didn't have to announce the investigation. He could have just waited.
Well, clearly, if it doesn't come out that he knew something very, very significant, I think this is really going to be awful. The only way that this makes sense is if they know there's something extremely significant, and that was the reason for this announcement, that after he had cleared, or not cleared, but he had said we're not going to move forward with any kind of grand jury, and then he found information that would indicate he should have done that. That's the only possibility that makes sense to me why he would do this. Otherwise, if he just didn't know anything and he did this, I think that's really wrong.
I actually think that here's what no one knows yet, but my guess is, and I'll bet you a cocktail, is that he doesn't know everything that's in it. It's certainly when he announced it, and that he jumped the gun, maybe for the reasons you've implied, that if he didn't do it, he's in trouble, and if he did do it, he's in trouble, sort of a rock and a hard place. But my view is if he doesn't know what's in it, and here's what I think, they're going to find nothing of any importance, same as they did already. But to me, the trouble is the damage is already done. That's the problem for me. Yeah. To the country. I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say enough. I really am.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it better be something significant, or I would agree.
Oh, you know what? If it's nothing significant, he's out of a job.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
the funny thing, though, to me on all this is when he came out and said, I'm not going to have the grand jury, I'm not going to prosecute Hillary, the Democrats were saying, what a great man. It's great to see fairness in this country. And the Republicans are just ripped. And now he does this, and it's the exact opposite.
Trump doesn't stop saying all of a sudden the polls are rigged and the election's rigged, because he may actually, God forbid, win. My worry, here's the trouble, right? Even when one of them's going to win. And if Hillary wins... If Trump wins, it's just, I think it's so bad for, by the way, I hope you insured your 401k, because if the markets are terrified that Trump's going to win, I hope you realize that. But if Hillary wins, it's still not good for the country, because she may not be seen as legitimate in the eyes of so many people.
Well, I'm horrified that either one could win. So
yeah, there's nothing we can do. Maybe you should run.
I really, I'm Canadian by birth.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that. Well, so's Ted Cruz. And
no, he has an American mother, I think.
But he was born in Canada to a Cuban father.
Right, but you as long as you are born to an American parent, it doesn't matter where you're born. I believe you're eligible.
Wait, isn't your mum English?
Yeah.
Well, could you be Prime Minister
of England?
Yeah,
absolutely.
There you go.
No, I have no idea. I don't know what a Canadian could be with an English mom. You probably know better than me.
I bet you could get a British citizenship, man.
Probably could. You know what I think, though? We should actually institute a lottery for president.
Oh, really?
I think we'd have better candidates.
Well, I've got another idea, which is don't make the friggin' election last like 8 years.
Yeah, I don't know how the UK does it, but I think Canada does a great job.
Well, I bet it's the same as UK, but tell me how Canada does it.
I think it's 6 or 8 weeks.
That's it.
Is all you're allowed, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So the way it works in the UK is, first off, as the Prime Minister, and I'm sure it's the same in Canada, tell me if this is wrong, you get to pick the date, right? But to a maximum of 5 years. So you have the home field advantage, so to speak. You think you're going to win? You might call the election a year early so that you have a chance to win, or if you think you're not going to, you don't have to, but you have to call it within 5 years. And typically, once you say go, it's 6 weeks. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous. All this is the worst ever, by the way.
It's the content too. I mean, even the question. I mean, I'm just like I said, I can't believe how bad it is. But I think social media, the way everyone is, the lack of depth in any conversation, the inability to think in gray areas.
Exactly.
To debate an issue. We've lost it. We simply pick sides, and no matter what data or fact comes up, we explain it back to the side we want.
But you know what, Mike? I actually think that's, I'm going to name names. I really do think that started with Fox News and fair and unbalanced or imbalanced, and they've got worse. I mean, to my mind, someone like Sean Hannity should just be fired. He should be fired from Fox News. It is not. He should absolutely be fired. He's not very bright, right? I mean, he probably didn't even realize he had been fired, but he should be fired.
I don't know. I think what should happen is you shouldn't be allowed to call it Fox News.
Okay.
I mean, these stations should be called entertainment only. It's like false advertising.